Hey guys, I hope you had a good rest. You're gonna need it. We've finally reached Alma. There's nothing left but Dedan, and we're gonna find out what his plans are for this zone. Let's go ahead and jump in. It's another employee. Hopefully he hasn't been converted himself. And now he wants to ask us some questions. Me and the batter between ourselves are pretty smart. So let's just go through these real quick, see if we can guess them. Holy Trinity, isn't that the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit? Notre Dame is in France, which isn't an answer. There's 2 3s in June, the 13th and the 3rd. Cyril, Kevin, and Jonas. Are those the Jonas Brothers? Yeah, I don't know any of those questions. But if you take a look at this calendars, I guess the 3 calendars, you will find the answers you're looking for. Now, if you're playing along, I advise you to pause this game and figure this out for yourself. Because they're in here. The answers are, trust me. But I am not going to walk you through it. You can find out for yourself. Or you can just be a cheater and listen to what I'm about to give the answers as. Horta. We have roses. Notre Dame is the 6th. There are 22 3s in June. And Jonas Brother is the final. And there is one more question. If you turn the month March upside down, what number can you read? I do know the answer, but I want to show you the little trick here. If you go on over to Mars, or March, on the 1, you see how it's flipped upside down? There's a 7. So if you flip it upside down, you have 87. Sneaky, isn't it? '87. There we go. Unfortunately, he is corrupted as well, which means we're going to have to purify him better. Now, something to note, and I've been horrible at, I don't know, actually doing this, is these little flying gecko guys will actually take your mana, or your CP. I just call it mana, it's so much easier, but it will take your CP. And take quite a bit of it too, so be careful with that. It's another employee. And looks like we've got another element on our hands now. And a lot of people swimming. The meat fountains. The meat fountains of Alma. Metal pools of meat. But where are they coming from? The meat, that is. That and the swimmers. That is a lot of meat. Once again, the first of the elements. So now we've got smoke, metal, meat, and plastic. Those are not the most pleasant of elements. He's the batter, the purifier of the world. Looks like none of the employees have escaped the corruption that the specters have put upon this world. Looks like our unfortunate duty is now to purify all of them. And if you notice, the gecko just took the rest of Alpha CP. There's a health station just above, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you're not careful with it, you could be in big trouble. There's another one down. And there's Zachary. Yeah, it's always a good thing to see Zachary. Hey, buddy. Now, I forgot to mention this back in episode 3, I believe. But when you first meet Zachary and he goes, "Let me see the color of your fabric," personally, I see that as kind of a nod to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Where at the very beginning he goes, "Let me see the fiber of your fabric." Basically, let me see all your money. So, little movie trivia. My personal idea. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But I like to think I'm right. Now, as you see, I have a bunch of these items here. Virgin Orb and what have you. That is actually, we went back and explored, me and the batter, the mines. If you remember, in the first part of the mine, there was blockage up going north. Now, if you go up there now, the room goes dark, just like in the end of the mine. And in each one of these chests is an orb. Virgin Orb, Taurus Orb, Scorpio Orb. They look familiar, they should. But they each give their stat increase items. And I'm just going to go ahead and give them to who I feel uses them best. Of course, the batter being the main character, I'm going to spoil him a little bit more than Alpha. Doesn't hurt that the batter has a face. So, and Taurus Orb will give to the batter. So there we go. If I remember correctly, it opens up after you defeat the postal office. And by defeat, I mean just finish it. Please let me work. And now you're dead. And welcome to our mobile device. Oh god, this must be meat. Now you see the numbers on the walls. Oh, just the sound is horrible. You want to write them down. Remember, anything written you want to put down. It will save you so much frustration later on. And all these guys are corrupted and burnt. And we want to finish these guys off quick. We don't want them to linger and suffer. They've obviously suffered enough as it is. Now, you have to kill each one of these because they stand over the pedalo, I guess is what they call it. Yeah, they stand over each of the summon tools, so you have to kill them all. But you see there's a little block puzzle, and we now have a few numbers. Not enough to do anything with it yet, but... It looks like all these guys wanted to do was the work. But now they've been corrupted. They just aren't as productive as they used to be. There's some more numbers. And eels and meat. Meat eels. Let's get rid of these guys as fast as possible. But you know what would probably be a really better idea is actually getting a wide angle on them before we kill them. So, aquatic ghoul with a radiant smile. Must be all that meat. Keeps their smiley face all bright. And they're down. So let's keep on flowing in my meat. There's a treasure chest. Let's pick that up. We got some silver flesh. Definitely going into the boss battle of this area, you want to make sure you have some lucky tickets, and there are the last two numbers. You want lucky tickets and definitely some silver flesh. You're going to run out of CP long before he dies. So let's heal up before we go back through the meat. Yeah, this is just a lot of meat. I don't even know how to explain where it all comes from. I kind of don't want to know, to be honest. But now that we have our numbers, now we can go ahead and input it into the block puzzle. This game definitely pays to keep an eye out for everything. Any little thing you read could be vital to the puzzle. Done. Alright guys, the last barrier to Dedan is down. We can now confront him and find out what he has to say about all these inspectors infesting his zone. And killing his people as well. While we flow through this ground beef looking meat. And thank God that's the last time we have to swim in meat. Well, let's go ahead and head in. And welcome to the final puzzle of Zone 1. Dedan has one more trick up his sleeve before he lets us near him. No matter where we go, it always sends us to the same room. Or out. Now, there is a slight trick to it, but I'm going to let you see if you can figure out what the judge says. I always feel like a Russian when I hear the word comrade. Let's see, you seem bewildered by the unusual architecture. Yeah, the meat is a little throwing me for a loop here. Linger a time in front of a door. Yeah, we did that and we got attacked. Well, let's get rid of these dog-looking ghouls. Four-legged ghoul with a liable breath. Liable means held responsible for, I believe. Probably wrong again. But let's go ahead and purify these guys. We have bigger fish to fry with Dedan. And we got a new attack. Furious Home Run. Now, it doesn't do that much more damage than Run with Courage, and it costs 2 extra CP, so I'm going to be stingy and not use it. And here's the trick. Linger in front of a doorway, and if the music gets louder, you're on the right path. So, this is the last puzzle Dedan throws at us before he has to confront us. I'm not going to say he's stupid, but he's not smart enough to confuse the batter and myself. So let's finish up this room. There we go. There's nothing standing between us and Dedan except a bunch of stairs. So let's save and heal up and take him on. Make sure we're all healed up and ready to go. We don't want to go in there half-assed or half-cocked. But do we really want to do this? Dedan is the guardian, employed by the queen herself. What right, what prerogative do we have to destroy him? But this is the batter's mission, and we have to go along with whatever he says. We're just merely observers. I can control him a little bit, but in the end, it's the batter's decision. What do you want to do, batter? Alright, we're going in. Hi, Dedan. How you doing? You don't look particularly happy to see me and the batter again. Unfortunately, the batter's here to kill you, Dedan, no matter what we say. I think Dedan has a case of the grandeurs. To think an entire world will collapse just because you are killed. Little conceited. Alright guys, welcome to the very first boss battle against Dedan himself. Now, I don't know why he's deciding to show us his kind of decrepit chest, but it is what it is. Now, he's got 2 main attacks you want to watch out for, Minute Hand and Hour Hand. Minute Hand will actually hit you for, depending on your armor and your level, about 80 points. Not too bad. You want to make sure keep your health about 200. That way, if you get a bad run, you have time to heal yourself back up. And Hour Hand will actually cause the sleep status. Not too bad if it hits you in the beginning or if you're fully healed, but if one of your characters is low on health and the other gets sleeped, you could be in for a time. Other than that, he also summons a little laughing cloud, I guess is what it's doing. It's laughing at us. But just a simple attack will take that out, so it's not that big of a deal. And there we go. I don't know what it's saying, but as you saw, just a simple attack will take it out. Now, while the batter is doing his thing, purifying the world, let's talk about what we've discovered in Zone 1. In particular, we never found the Spectre's leader, if you will. It can't be Dedan. Watching his venomous accusations of the Batter himself being a Spectre King. I mean, I know he can't be a good guy. He's too mean and abrasive and just overall just nasty to his employees. But just because he's all those things doesn't make him a Spectre. And he's actually employed by the Queen herself, the ruler of these zones. What right does the Batter himself have to tell a queen that how she runs her kingdom is wrong? Other than the Spectres, Zone 1 wasn't a miserable place. Everyone seemed to, if not enjoy their job, do it well and be taken care of. But instead of partnering with Dedan and helping to destroy these Spectres, we've gone on a one-man mission to rid the entire zone by ourselves. Dedan could have been a strong ally, but instead, it's come to this. I really don't know what's going to happen from here. But we have sworn to follow the Batter, and that is what we'll do. Now let's watch the end of Dedan and hope for a happy ending. Dedan's time is coming to a close, guys. You can tell he's getting weak. One more attack should do it. There we go. The final adversary in Zone 1 has been purified. And we've received the Cancer card, which will allow us access to Zone 2. And Dedan's final words. No joking. We'll actually give him a good send-off. And there he goes, guys. Zone 1 has finally been purified. And yes, we would like to save. Kind of like a heart in the background. And a ugly either midget or baby. Not sure which. Fairly cryptic statement. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me on Zone 1. We finished it. Alma and Dedan are purified. Now, if you remember, defeating Dedan also gave us an item, the Cancer card. It allows access to Zone 2, which we will do next time. Until then, have a safe journey, travelers.